What is going on, everybody? My name is Hudson. Welcome back to Kaycee's Mod, another Inscryption run. Today, instead of the no rerolls, we're going to do the other one. The Trapper Pelts cost more. Shouldn't be too bad. Let's get this thing started. I'm glad that you guys are enjoying yourself. We're starting off with a bone, a possum, and a rabbit pelt. Okay, this is interesting. We go immediately to the Trapper, the pelt buyer. What do you call a person that buys pelts? The trader. Got it. I am anticipating some extraordinary pelts. Nope, I actually just have one rabbit pelt. A single rabbit. What are we going to take for that? Well, we could start by going for something that has a good inscription that we could maybe use later. Raven's egg. We could go ahead and put fledgling on our rabbit pelt. No, on our opossum. That could be good. Fledgling on the stoat could be really, really good. Bifurcate on our wolf could be a solid play. That's a lot of damage that we could do with that. We could put alpha. Alpha on like this stoat. Maybe. Alpha making that the adjacent cards gaining 1 power. Including anything like a pelt or a tree or a rock. So there's definitely some interesting plays you could do that. Worker ant, we don't really have like an ant thing going on. You wouldn't want just one worker ant, you'd want multiple worker ants because they gain a bonus. Let's see here. The value represented with the sigil will be equal to the number of ants that the owner has on their side of the table. So the more ants you can pump out, the better. Let's maybe go with, I'm feeling bifurcated wolf. That sounds so good. We gotta try it. Problem with the bifurcation is that it's not attacking the thing directly in front of it. So if it's up against anything, it just sits there while that thing takes it down. So we're gonna be looking for spots where we can maybe hide that behind a tree or something. If there was a way that I could have taken the death touch, you guys were saying, you kind of spoiled it a little bit in the comment section, but cheesy things that you can do, the campfire, if you have someone that has death touch. Kind of feel like maybe going for this anyways. I kind of want the maybe plus health on the wolf if we're going to go ahead and continue to beef it up. We want the sigil sacrifice station as well. What do we got? Plus 2 health. Okay, I am feeling that on the wolf. Here, like 4-1 stoat would be kind of ridiculous. Let's put the wolf in there. Let's not press our luck. I've pressed my luck. Was it twice now? We lost both times. Let's just take the wolf back. I think 3-4, especially with the bifurcate. If it is against something and it's attacking it, at least it'll have a little bit longer to live before it's outright killed. Of course, we don't need to worry about a bifurcated wolf because we don't have it yet. We still have this mantis. With the bifurcate, you know, could still be really good. Speaking of bifurcate, we have a longhorn here coming in, which is going to be actually incredibly tricky. We could somehow get our wolf out. We could wait 1 turn, tank 2 damage, next turn get a wolf out, and then just eat the pronghorn. That might be the way to do it. Probably gonna play another card. Maybe not. So if we go squirrel, squirrel, sack them both for this wolf, that's just gonna eat that. Good plays. Nice, very nice. And we go ahead and get that mantis out there like that. Shazam, Shabooty. We're gonna get a bunch of money here as well. We want to maybe pull that squirrel so we can get our bullfrog out and just rack it in, man. That's good. Bifurcate, really good for racking up the dough, and racking up the dough really good because pelts are gonna cost more. We have this gold thing. I remember what it does. The gold thing, this mining symbol right here. You get to pick 1 of 3 cards. If you find one that has gold in it, then you get to keep it, which is super cool. Kind of like a betting game, it seems like. Pronghorn, more bifurcate. Now that is another interesting play that we might be able to do something with. Instead of just bifurcate, we could put bifurcated wolf with the moving, and with the moving, the fact that it keeps moving over and over, it's not just going to sit there against the same thing over and over again. The problem with the move, though, is that it attacks, and then it moves. But at the same time, if you really think about it, it's gonna move either to the right or to the left, and it's attacking first to the right and to the left. It's only gonna really be a problem is if it attacks and then it moves and then something moves up from the back line, it's gonna get a free shot. I kind of like it. But the mushroom here and the wolf, we could put 2 of those wolves together and make an even stronger wolf later on. If we find the mushroom thing. We did not find the mushroom thing at all last time. We were looking for it. Remember we had like 17 mooses. I'm gonna go pronghorn. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go all in. Maybe we can do the sigil trading. There it is right there. That's the spot we wanna go. Maybe we can do the sigil thing like a couple times. Do a couple of prong bros. Decrepit woodcarver. What do we want? Something gaining flight. If we could put flight on our wolf, that'd be super cool. We don't have any we do. The mantis. The mantis might be sacked, so I'm not sure we're gonna keep the mantis. We might keep the mantis, I don't know. It's possible, but I'm gonna maybe go with the flight here. Flight would be pretty strong, especially with that much damage. Of course, we're not dealing damage to the things anymore. We're trying to deal damage over the things with flight. Flight, it almost seems backwards to me. It seems backwards that flying, you attack over, but then you can still take damage directly. You'd think that flight would be more useful if a flying creature came down and attacked the enemy's creatures, but couldn't get attacked in reverse. You know? I don't know. I don't know. But the fact that we have such little health, I think, is really what makes the other way around actually make more sense. Because if you were just tanking damage... okay, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it, I guess. You have another pronghorn in there? You gonna do the same thing? Really? Alright. That's fine. No, it works for me. Elk fawn, there we go. It's gonna attack, move over. Next turn we'll be able to just munch it. Munch it to death. We're gonna go ahead and get that stowed out there. We should probably go ahead and get that stowed out there. I really want to maximize the amount of money that we get. So if we really make sense of it all, he's gonna attack. And we're gonna go 3 up, 1, 2, 3, and then the elk fawn will attack. We'll go back to even, and then we'll munch the elk fawn next turn, assuming nothing else happens. Next turn is gonna 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go 1, 2. Okay, so we kind of maybe want to put something out now and just see what happens. I'm not gonna run the math all the way to the end, but let's get this stowed out there. Like so, and see what happens. See how close we can get to almost winning by 1. Not as close as I would have liked. Well, let's see here. If we go ahead and put the possum up, we're gonna go 1, 2 ahead, and then that's gonna be a trade right there. And then we're gonna do a bunch of damage. So we got pretty close. So, you know, we did the thing. We just didn't want to trickle over the edge. We want to just blast them at the end. We want to put ourselves as close to the tip of the iceberg as we can get to that very end. And this is pretty close. And then we want to hit them the hardest. Which right now, like I said, pretty good. Pretty good plays. Money. Set us up for success. All right, give me some gold now. All right, now, go on now. I'll be darned, you came across me early. Care for your game a chance? Pick a boulder and break it. If it's gold, it's yours. Base left, go. Mantis. Dang, damn it, no gold. Do I get to keep the mantis, though? But that's a funny-looking varmint. Keep it. There, okay, we just bifurcated all day. Very interesting. Waterborne card bearing the sigil submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, opposing creatures attack its owner directly. So, if we can put, instead of the moving elk fawn thing, let's just grab the dang thing. Grab that damn varmint. Dang darn varmint. Now, here's what I'm trying to say. I was gonna put the mantis on the wolf, and that was gonna be super good. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's put the pronghorn with the movement thing on the wolf, so it doesn't just sit there and take damage. Well, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put the submergible with the bifurcated on the wolf, because then the wolf will never take damage ever, as denoted by the waterborne sigil. Oh, you know what? I don't think we're actually gonna be able to put that one up on this. I don't think it's gonna work. if I remember correctly, because it has that extra glowing thing. Yeah, they don't even allow you to put it up there. It's too special. So we'll do the pronghorn. We'll go back to our original plan with our wolf. It's still really good. I thought it got better and better and better, but we're fine. We're fine. Still happy. We have a trapper coming up. What does a trapper do again? You have to spend your money to get the pelts. Got it. We got some boulders here. We got some coyotes. We have our submergible mantis. Probably want to get that out there. It's gonna do like significant damage. It's gonna kill the coyote. And weirdly enough, it's bifurcated. So like you would think I would want to put it here, right? But I kind of want to put it here because 2 damage coming in that we won't be able to do anything about is just too many, if you ask me. Well, they maybe leave this spot open for our bifurcated wolf. So we're going to go ahead and put the mantis here. These guys are going to come in and attack, and then the mantis will be able to kill this coyote. This coyote will be sitting here hacking at that boulder doing a whole lot of nothing. And that would make sense to me. All right. Or we could wait a turn, take the 2 damage, but I don't think there's really a need to do that. Right? Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, why does this feel so right? Alpha coming in, so we're gonna have an attacking boulder. That's not ideal for me. What do we want to do? Do we want to get the stoat out there, or do we want to try to go for this wolf? Well, what's gonna come up here? The alpha's gonna come up here and do extra damage. We want to get rid of this coyote immediately, but we can't really do that until the boulder dies. This alpha will help facilitate the boulder dying. Might just want to be ready to go on these things. These things can pretty much take out what's going on up there already without too much fuss. So let's do that. 2 damage coming into me. Okay, and the sparrow on the right is kind of the clincher there. That worries me. If I go ahead and put a creature here and a creature here, we should be able to... We're going to take 1 damage from the boulder. No, we're not. No, we're not, because the mantis will do 1 damage. This thing will do 1 damage. It'll kill it. This thing will kill the coyote, and then we're going to take 1 damage. Can we afford 1 damage? Wow. Barely. Barely, 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 barely. Life is but a dream. Let's go ahead and put it there, like that. It shouldn't matter who goes where in this situation. That should do it. Unless I'm wrong. Unless I just completely miscalculated, but I'm feeling pretty okay right now. Alright. Now we have a 1 to 2 damage trade. Actually, a 3 to 1. Because the mantis, remember, it's diagonally, so it's going to go around that rock. That's exactly what I said I wanted to do, is hide these guys behind the boulder. Of course, this has a submergible, so it's not important. It has the waterborne sigil, I should call it. A nausea mentis. Probably worth it to sacrifice this stoat, because it does 1 damage anyways here, and it's going to do another damage and eventually kill that sparrow. That darn sparrow there. That seems like a good play. And then if we end up pulling our wolf, we're probably just going to sack everything and put the wolf out there, eh? Is that what we're going to do? No, because we got a possum, and we're going to go ahead and put the possum out there. Duh. You silly? What do you think, I was not going to put the possum out there? Are you crazy? What are you, full of a giant bag of nuts? And then we're going to go ahead and put the wolf out. Where are we going to put the wolf? Well... don't want to sack the mantis because it's doing 2 damage. Everything over here is doing 1 damage, but we gotta put the wolf here if we're gonna maximize the amount of damage the wolf is going to do. It's got 6 damage potential, so we're gonna go like that, put that there, and get a bunch of money, and buy a bunch of pelts. Would have been nice to get a golden pelt from that rock guy, but I'm really not upset about that dang varmint that we got. Alright, we got a fire coming up too, so we're gonna beef one of these things that we got going on again. Those prices are higher than I recall. The trapper was driving a hard bargain that day. 14. How much money do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't tell if that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 5, 5 to 13. We got 13. Are you kidding me? It's cost 14. You'll need more teeth for that one. Damn. One off. If we would have maybe spent a little bit more time thinking about min-maxing, we probably could have squeezed an extra tooth out of there. I didn't think I was going to need to. Let's take a wolf pelt and call it a day. I don't want too many rabbit pelts. I think it just ends up getting in the way. That's good. Much appreciated. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yep. Alright. We got the miner coming up. Let's get into that fire. Potentially buff our wolf again, maybe? We have not food, one said. But perhaps one of your creatures will join us, enhancing its health. Oh. Can also beef up our mantis that's not doing anything, but I did want to take that mantis sigil and put it on somebody else. So who do I want to put up? Even more health on this wolf? Maybe, because the fact that it's moving around is going to take even more heat. Let's just go all in on the wolf. Surely the creature could become more powerful. Nah, take him back. I'm not going to mess. I probably just won't do that ever again. Too many people died last year. Sigil trading. Didn't really even think about what we were going to do here. We're going to do mantis on the possum. It's real cheap. It's really cheap to get the mantis, bifurcate, and the possum, and if we lose the possum, it's not that big of a deal. Could just throw them in there as fodder to get extra stuff done. Maybe. What if we put bifurcate on a pelt? I guess that's what we'll do. Not a bad possum. It'd be really cool if I had unkillable on the possum. All right. Boss time. You like how, like, we get one of our lives snuffed out, but the prospector, yeehaw, gets two. Sure, okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Do I remember what the pack mule does? Yeah, it does things and stuff. Sometimes it does some things. Wouldn't you know it? I could go ahead and put smoke and squirrel out there, sack it from my wolf. Right? Put the wolf like right here or something like that. I'm just gonna go Shazam. And that coyote is gonna jump up and get hit right in the face, but then the wolf is gonna move to here, which is gonna be wolf here. It's gonna go bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. It's already over. The first phase is over, but the prospector comes down and chops the hand off of my front line. So do we want to get the mule first? Kind of, but it's difficult. It's difficult to get the mule. How do we want to handle this coyote? I don't know how I want to handle the coyote. Because like I said, if we put the wolf here, we're going to end up eventually losing the wolf, despite the fact that we'll absolutely dominate the first phase. Is that the way to go? And then we try to get everything done with the rest of the non-damage that we have? No, I don't think that's the answer here. But if I end up putting off the wolf and then we're gonna die anyways, and I still have to put the wolf in despite the fact that I played a bunch of other cards, that's also gonna be pretty silly. So now what? Now what do? We put the possum here, right? And the possum goes wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. This guy jumps up, hits us back. Next turn, he's gonna kill the coyote. That's probably the play. So if we put the smoke out and then kill it, you'll need more bones to play that. Oh, you screwed me because you can't sacrifice anything unless it takes blood. You did me dirty is what you did. And you know it, don't you? You know it. Is it, what's the sigil? When it dies. Not just when it is sacrificed. So we technically don't have to do anything with the smoke right now. We could wait till he actually kills it. And put the squirrel out there. Sack it for the stoat. Put the stoat over there. Now, keep the squirrel. Sack the smoke. We have to sacrifice something, right, to get this out there. So if we did that and put that guy there and then put the possum there. We, sure, I guess. Almost got him. Who do we want to pull now? Another squirrel for this wolf for the next turn? Potentially, yes. Potentially, actually, yes. We have a squirrel in the jar, let's not forget. Squirrel in the jar and some whiskey in the jar. There's whiskey in the jar. Oh. Start pulling from here. We got a little bully bull. We could totally just put the bully bull out there, but if we don't need to, like I said, we kind of want to make the second phase in order to go too crazy. Letting the pack mule slip through, and a coyote is going to take out my stoat, which is not ideal. And the mole will die. The mule will not die. The mole. We won't be able to do too much about that coyote. We'll have to figure that one out. We'll have to maybe put out our bullfrog in order to go after him. Or maybe just block it with the wolf pelt for now. Try to let the possum finish this thing. How many? We have 3 damage. That's going to be multiple turns to the possum. I'm not sure that the wolf pelt is up for that. No, wait, no. We're going to actually do 1 damage right now with the stoat. So I think the possum actually will be able to finish it next turn without me having to waste extra cards. We won't be able to do anything about the pack mule, though. No, wait, the pack mule is going to jump in front and take some of that damage. So we'll take multiple turns. We got multiple pelts. Doesn't sound like the worst idea. Doesn't sound like the best idea. Doesn't sound like the worst idea. Squeak by. This next turn, we should have them. Right, 2 damage coming in, and you're 1 damage away from losing. And then we'll start next turn with our wolf. Maybe if we can put him in the right spot. If we can't put him in the right spot, we're not going to do it. Right. Ding. There's gold in their cards. Gold! I struck gold! Oh, that's right, the hound. Hound moves to whenever you place something. So I'd like to be able to place my wolf before the hound smells me. If I put the wolf here, death, and then next turn, the hound it's not gonna do much until I place something right here. Hound's gonna jump over there. Wolf kills it. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's do that. Stop it, draw a card. Damn it. Get another squirrel in there. Trying to cheat without taking your damn squirrels. Happy about these plays. I could get something out there right now if I wanted to, but like I said, I want to set that hound up for failure. Squirrel. Dang, damn it, my mule! Oh, that's right, the wolf moves around. I wonder if the wolf moving triggers the bloodhound. When an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, the card bearing the sigil moves to that empty space. Got it. Got it. Bro, I got it. Number of bells. I still don't really understand the bell thing. I gotta be honest with you, but we could get it out there. I don't think it'd be a bad play. We could also just throw a coyote out there. It's pretty good damage. It's your turn to draw, damn it. Quit forgetting to do your drawing, your little crap shoot wiener. What do we want to do? We want to maybe just put a wolf pelt in front of the dog. Let the wolf move back over, hit him next turn. Continue on with your plan. The Death Adder. Oh no. He's coming for me. We have the 2 squirrels still. We got multiple. We got 4 squirrels. So I'm going to go ahead and put a squirrel there and a squirrel there. Sack them both. And put down... Who's got the most damage? Probably Bellboy. Four. Yeah, okay. I thought it was like the number of bells I've pushed since I've had that card, or since the round started. I don't know, but 4 is good. I could totally put something else down too, but you know, I don't want this dog to move. And the Death Adder's screwed. Oh, it doesn't matter. We got him. Sometimes I get a little caught up in like the turn in front of me. I got blinders up, but I don't think that's a bad thing, right? Your lives are restored. Choose carefully. That went really, really well. The Douse. The Gek. Child 13. The Douse has got the bells. It creates bells on adjacent spaces just for like distraction, basically. The Gek is just a Gek. It's free to play for a 1/1 though, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool. And then there's the many lives. Can sacrifice Child 13 as many times as we want to. So if we had a lot of 1-cost cards, we could just continually use Child 13, assuming that Child 13 doesn't die to sack. You know what? What if I went for this Gek? We could totally stick the Gek into the fire too and make the Gek super strong. Could be hilarious. Let's go. Douse, I don't like the 1 or the 0 attack 1 health bells that it creates. It's taking up my spaces. Unless you could sacrifice the bell. I highly doubt you can sacrifice the bell. Rank smell of rot and mold permeated the humid air. Every step forward was answered by some nearby slip or slither. Tread cautiously into the wetlands. Is there a mushroom coming up? That's a campfire. I did talk about going to the campfire specifically for the Gek. But if we can go ahead and do the cave... What do we have here? I don't know what we would win with the cave. With these 2 pelts here kind of just make that seem like it's not really going to be a thing that's going to happen. Is there a pelt trader? No, not really. Sigils. What would we want to do with sigils? The only thing that we could do is put flight blocking on somebody else. We could take the bullfrog out of the running and make the stoat flight blocking. That's actually it. We could remove a card. I don't know what I would want to remove. I don't like any of these choices here. We don't need anything in our pack. We'll see if we get a card here that we can do something with. The Death Adder. The Ant Queen. And the Revel Altel. I'm gonna go Death Adder. Reason being is because it has the touch of death, and I've heard that there's some like really cool thing that we can do with campfires with that, and we're gonna try that out once we get up to it. Are we gonna want to put the sigil on somebody else? We could totally put the Death Adder sigil on the Gek. I think though that if I sacrifice the Death Adder Gek at the campfire, that the Gek will probably end up being dead and gone. So what I'm thinking I might actually do instead is to go ahead and put the Death Adder Gek on the stoat, or Death Adder sigil on the stoat. Gek has nothing to do with it. This sigil on the stoat, sacrifice the stoat at the fire, and then every subsequent fire we put the Gek in. That's what I'm thinking that I'm gonna do. I don't know if this is correct or not, but it would make sense to me. I haven't done it yet. It's really strong. Even if it doesn't work and we keep the stoat, that's still super cool. That's a good card. Much better than it was. Tough fight here. We have insects have the reptile tail. And there's a bee coming up. So attack the bee. It's going to create a tail in its place and move over one. Let's have a flight blocking bullfrog. And we're starting off with our wolf. How do we want to handle this situation? We want to put our wolf next to the stump. Stump taters is what we want to do. So we probably don't want to just honestly wait on this one. We could go ahead and I suppose throw out our wolf pelt just to block some damage, just in case something ends up stacking up against us, and next turn get our wolf out, which should be able to take care of the bee, because the bee can't move. It can't create a tail and move to a different spot, nor can this one. So it seems like it's going to be a safe place for our wolf to be, and the bees can't do that thing that they're going to try to do. Yep, that's what we wanted. Oh, that's right. I forgot that it's a sprinter. It's totally fine. It's like actually not a big deal that it's a sprinter. It'll take a couple, one hit from the bee, and it's not going to be a big deal. The Death Adder Stoat, probably just going to go ahead and put that on the Bullfrog. The Mantis coming up actually going to be a problem. Maybe we want to put it on the Mantis instead. It's going to end up killing this stump. Is that a problem? No, the stump's going to die anyways due to the wolf. So might as well get that wolf in there and do that 3 damage on something else. Right? I think I was thinking that my Stoat had bifurcate. It doesn't. I completely lost my train of thought. We want to put our squirrel here, put the Stoat here, there. The Stoat will kill the Mantis. And that's all that's important. That's all that we care about. A lot of damage coming in, though. A lot of damage that's happening. Possum. We actually can put our bifurcated possum in there. It's not going to do much. Not going to do a whole lot at all. But it won't do nothing. It will die, but get 1 extra damage in there. On that leg. Wriggling leg. So it had the thing where it creates a tail. No, it's actually an insect leg. So they actually made like a script to do that. Oh, that's right. The opossum isn't going to take damage because the bee's got flight. It flies over. Got it. Okay, cool. Cool. I like that. Now we've locked our wolf in there too against this leg, which is just blocking it perfectly. It's great. Big fan of what's happening there. Death Adder Stoat, possibly better to put our Mantis in there. Of course, it's going to get that leg out of the way, which is protecting our wolf, but this will end up actually trying to kill that Bullfrog. I think we're going to win anyways. It doesn't really matter. It shouldn't. Shouldn't really matter. Even that money, I gotta get like 75 gold just to get another golden pelt, so. You're done. GG. Going for that campfire. Excited to see what's gonna happen. What do we want? Don't we have a wood carving, or did I make that up? Do we have a wood carving? What do we have, by the way? We have a couple reptiles. Maybe we want to go more reptiles, and then we can get a wood carving for the reptiles. River Snapper. The stalwart snapper near impenetrable defense. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. If we could put the Death Adder Touch of Death on the snapper, that would be delicious. Of course, it's not an adder anymore. It's the Death Stoat. See what happens. You should keep it there. It would be risky, though. Go. Okay, it did work. It did work, and they didn't get him. Fire warmed the weary Stoat and enhanced its power. You suspected the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your Stoat in tow, you retreat into the woods. What? Come on, man. That's complete waste. What a waste. They patched it, didn't ya? Didn't you patch it, you liars? Maybe the old game it worked like that. You comment section, you're full of lies. So full of lies. It doesn't matter giving him more damage. He kills everything in one hit. Worker ants are immediately going to get 2 damage each. And I don't know what the ringworm does. I don't really want to touch it. I could put my possum down. Put my possum down. I put my possum down. I could I could wait 1 turn and actually tank 2 hits. Next turn get my wolf out, but if he puts anything else in to do any more damage, then we're done. Then that's a wrap. So if I put squirrel down and put a stoat down, the stoat can get 1 damage in, and then this worker ant's going to come in and get hit. Possum's going to take multiple turns, though, in order to take out these worker ants. And the stoat's dead. I think the way to go would be to wait 1 turn and then get my wolf in there. But he's going to put more worker ants in. You just know it. And I don't know what that ringworm does. 4 damage. Here comes. Oh my god. Yeah, I think it's over. This guy specifically alone ended it. Because I'm going to put my wolf here, and then it's going to go wham, wham. I'm going to put my wolf there. Wham, wham. They're both dead. I'm still 1 from dead, and this guy's going to come up and go, and then this bee is going to go. Is it over? Is it over? Is it over? Is it over or under? Could it be under? Don't see a way around this one. Put the wolf here and it's gonna go wham, wham. This guy comes up, finishes it. So I gotta put multiple things out there. I think I gotta rip both of the things in my bag, which is just like, come on. I don't understand how they make it so difficult in this mod. It's like you just have to be lucky. Roguelikes shouldn't... they're always going to have an element of luck, but it shouldn't just be like, well, yeah, in the first couple turns we're going to throw 75 damage at you, and, you know, if you have the right cards and you pull them correctly, it's kind of mind-numbing sometimes what they expect from you. It's a card game where you're not supposed to win every time, right? But it's not because you suck at the game, it's because the game literally just has to create a situation that you can't win. Like I said, I think I have to pull my teeth. But even still, Wolf is going to attack and then move. Does it move first? At the end of the owner's turn. So, okay, let's recalculate that with that in mind. Wolf is going to be here. Wolf hits. Those guys are both dead. End of the turn, right? End of my turn. Then the wolf will move over. So, that means the bee will fly over me and deal 1 damage, but the mantis will hit the wolf on this side and nothing over here. But I will go ahead and I'll put down my possum to block that. And I will be able to do that. I'll only have to pull a tooth in order to make that happen, in order to not lose immediately. It doesn't mean we're not going to lose next turn. Chances are pretty okay, though, considering the fact that the wolf is going to deal 3 extra damage. I don't see any other way to do that. So wolf there, possum here. The possum, though, wait. There's a problem, because the possum is going to kill the ringworm, so that just means the bullfrog gets 1 free hit. So that's 1 damage from the bullfrog and 1 damage from the bee, and it's over. I think I need to pull the squirrel and pull a tooth. But the squirrel here to block the mantis will only take 1 damage from the bee. And we'll wait on the possum, I suppose. See what happens. Could put the stoat, right? Instead of just leaving the squirrel there. Now that I have this squirrel, there's no reason I couldn't just sacrifice it for the stoat, in which case you put the stoat here, it's already going to kill that worker ant, which means we get 3 damage on the board via the wolf, which means I didn't have to pull my tooth, did it? That's some 3D chess right there. I didn't think about the stoat even coming into play. But that would seem reasonable to me. Stoat won't die. I don't think I made a mistake there. Could have probably put the possum over here in the far left side, too. Who are we pulling? What's going on here? Bullfrog, worker ants coming in. Not worried about it. The worker ant will kill the stoat. However, that river snapper, though. Possum could just go here, maybe, to get 2 extra damage on the board. That's going to lock the wolf in on the right, though. We don't want that. Put the possum in, sacrifice both the possum and the stoat for the river snap snippety snoops, which could go up against this worker ant here. Is it necessary? Is it necessary to drink my own urine? I'm just going to wait. Positive part, I suppose, about having the stoat with more damage. Remember we talked about the fact that it had the touch of death. You don't need damage at all. The positive part is that whatever it's killing through, and then it finally gets a chance to deal damage against the opposing creature, it's 3 damage that it'll put on the scale, which is significant, which is good. All right, so the worker ant is annoying me, and I want the wolf to do the maximum amount of damage since it's going to win anyways. There's the 3 here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put squirrel down, possum down, sack them both for the snap. Oh, the snap's not going to kill him, though. Oh, I had those numbers flipped in my head. Oh, well. Still win. Had the snapper killed him, it would have been, I think, like, what, 5 extra money or something like that instead of 2? Or 1? What is it? I don't know. Another Snippy Snoops, Kingfisher, and a worker ant. Probably go for the double river snapper and try to get that. Well, I don't know. We could actually just flip it. Because none of these things are really that good. Maybe the Kingfisher sigils. We could put the Kingfisher sigils on a river snapper, which is dumb. That's dumb. No, I'm gonna go for something new. Ilk. Mentiso. The cockroach. The krakatucho. Unkillable on the Gek sounds like a pretty good play. I think I would like that. We could double up our mantis if we had a mushroom coming up. I don't think there was a mushroom coming up. I'm gonna go with the unkillable cockroach. Put that on the Gek. And we're there. It's right here that we're gonna do that. Cockroach. The crococino. Unkillable river snapper, unkillable bullfrog. The Gek, the thing is that it's gonna go right back into my hand and he's gonna be free to play again. So we're gonna wanna try to beef this Gek up at some fires here, hopefully for damage, not health. Is there a fire coming up? There's the mushrooms! Dang damn it. We are going to have a mushroom coming up, but I didn't go for it, did I? We want to go for more sigil trading? We want to go for a carver? We don't have any carvings, right? There's not really a way to tell, is there? What are my carvings? Could you tell me? Could you let me in on the secret? Mushroom's a waste. It's just a waste of a thing. We can't even get cards on the way. So, would mushroom have been good? It would have been a 212 river snapper. If I remember correctly, that just adds the numbers. Could have been really good. A 212 river snapper could have been an impenetrable defense. Better than an unkillable Gek? Probably, yeah. Once again, we have these pelts, so I just don't think that this cave is going to be a good way to go. So I suppose I'll go back to the right. Wouldn't mind getting more things in my pack. Those things have been incredibly helpful, historically. What do we have coming in? 755,000 damage. I can probably deal with that. Maybe. We'll see what happens. Can't sack the rabbit pelt. Do I want a bullfrog out there for blocking the kingfisher? I can't kill the kingfisher. I can block it, which just literally means we're sacrificing the bullfrog. We wait a turn once again, and then we put the wolf out. Hate that, but positive part about the kingfisher, it can't hit me, we can't hit it. The wolf is just gonna have free reign. It's gonna do damage right over top of it, and it's more than one. It's two that they have going on there. So maybe eventually we'll put the bullfrog there just to stop that much damage. They're gonna put 4 immediately if I don't do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna be 1 away from death. We're 1 away from death, and I'm gonna go ahead and put my wolf in next turn, and it's gonna deal tons of damage to the coyote, and then 3 damage over the kingfisher, right? Which is gonna put this scale back 1, 2, 3. It says 4 until we lose again. The wolf will move to the right. It'll only be able to do 3 damage next turn. These guys are gonna do 2 damage back. Boom, boom. He's gonna play something else. You know, we'll have to deal with it at that time, but I think we'll be able to manage the 4 coming in now. Spera. Think that'll be okay. Because of the fact that the wolf will move. But we won't actually be able to put the 2 extra damage down the field because the sparrow will block it next time. And there'll be 3 damage coming in from these. So we might have just blown that. If only I would have known to just see the future. Rabbit pelt can't block anything with flight. Rabbit pelt probably should have just put the rabbit pelt in front of the coyote first turn. But I didn't know I needed to do that, did I? So 3 back up, 2 back down. 3 back up, 3 back down because of the sparrow right now. There's not really anything I can do about it. Pelt won't do anything to anybody that's right here. River otter coming up. Yeah, I think we lost. Because the wolf can't do any damage on the scale. And my bullfrog can only block 1 of them. So the other one will do the damage. There's no card I can pull that will change any of this that I know of. It's too difficult, you guys. It's too difficult. It requires so much luck. It's just... It's hard. It's really hard to play this game and then get excited about playing this game because it's just... It's completely unfair, and it knows it. It knows it's unfair. We did 1 damage. That's right! The bullfrog attacks over the bird! How'd you complain about it being too unfair? This is still ridiculous, and you know it. The fact that we had the bullfrog was the only clincher there. But we did have the bullfrog, and now we have 6 damage coming in. And it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 because of the bullfrog will be up here. 1 back. Kaycee gets a free shot at the wolf, which the wolf will be able to handle. Wolf will go back to the right, which is not my favorite thing. Maybe we could sack the bullfrog for something, or just put a possum out there. That could work. It will stop the wolf too from moving, which is good. Because then the wolf, this is the best spot for the wolf, I think. Nope. Possum will kill the coyote. Not that that matters. I guess the possum's not doing anything right now, so if we could just get something that could do some damage. Mageki boy! Get in there. You're in, son. You're spilling my money, sir. It does require. I still stick behind the fact that it's pretty unfair how much damage comes in immediately. Excuse me. And it relies solely on luck and the fact that we had the wolf and the flight blocking bullfrog was the only thing. We've been really, really lucky, in fact, with the wolf. I think we've started with the wolf like almost every time. And then I don't know if the game knows that, like if there's some sort of weighting, like, oh, their weighting isn't like the weight. They put more weight maybe on the better cards you have and make them more likely to show up. It would seem like something like that's happening, but maybe not. Another river snapper. God damn, we chose the wrong path. Well, there was no way to get a card though, like I said, on that left path. Porcupine. I really like the idea of sharp quills. Rat King for bones back, but it's really costly. We want another river snapper. I kind of think that the porcupine's the way to go here. Sack the porcupine. Or put the porcupine sigil on something else. Sigil on the Undying Gek would be super cool, but we can't. Because he's already glowing. Can't put him back on that. I guess we could do some spiky bullfrog. So it's got flight blocking and it'll damage the bird's back. That sounds really good. We could just leave the porcupine alone and have a bullfrog as well. But I like the idea of, oh, okay, a black goat in a jar. Yeah. If you deem it necessary, you may cut up one of my cards with these. You get to fill your entire backpack? Oh man, I was going the entire time thinking that you just get one thing. Cut up a whole card, that sounds really powerful. Alright. It's a new one. And we're coming up against a fisher guy. So we do want more things, but we just really, what we're going to do is we're going to save the pelts for when he's hooking. We want this on this or this on this. They're pretty much the same thing. What do we like to look at more? Bullfrog, he's our homie. Well, we could put spikes on a pelt. Ooh, spikes on the river snapper. I didn't even think about that. Where were you? Hiding in there. That sounds really good. A spiky river snapper. He's gonna soak up a bunch of damage and deal it right back. Except for the fact that his damage is absolute crap. Alright. You hooker, what do you got? The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached. Go fish. Kersploosh. Kersploich. Started with the wolf again. And our bullfrog again. They know. By golly. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna wait. Or we want to put the wolf out immediately via smoke and squirrel. Sounds like a pretty dope play. What happens in the end? What happens in the end? He kills everything on your side of the table and... No. Does he? What's the second phase? He makes the jumpy, snappy guys. Yeah, so if I put my wolf out there now, we'll immediately jump into phase 2, which is good. But then the wolf will definitely get turned. No, that's the trapper. What is the? I'm trying to think. What does the fishy guy do? Chum buckets. He puts chum buckets down. I'm not gonna go into my old video and look up what this guy does. Like, that's where I'm going right now. I have to do it. What is second phase of this guy? The bait buckets. And if you hit the bait bucket and kill the bait bucket. I have an idea. Yeah. Bait buckets. Hit the bait bucket, you drawn a shark. I think that we could probably handle that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm having a hard time picturing it, but jumping into the second phase immediately sounds like a pretty dope plan, doesn't it? Sacrificeable, the smoke is. Let's see what happens. Let's put him there, because he's gonna move over anyways. First phase, first turn, bud. One bait bucket or a bunch of bait buckets? One bait bucket, that's fine. My wolf, he ended it before my wolf even got a chance to move, which is perfect. You idiot. Tell me you're dumb without telling me you're dumb, because the wolf's got bifurcate. Oh, my best boss fight in the history of history. Oh my god, you got rocked, son. You never even got a turn. He didn't get a turn. You will not perish quite yet. Hatsi said this is unfair. Yeah, it's only a matter of time, though, until I don't even get a turn. That's not possible. You know what I mean? Ouroboros, Amoeba, which just gets a random thing every time you play him. Or Mole Man, he's got flight blocking, and he also, he moves in front of whatever is attacking. Ouroboros could be super cool to have. He is pricey, though, is the only problem that I have with the Ouroboros. We do already have pretty decent blocking via our Snappy Snaps, who is also, like, really expensive, though. We could also put the unkillable Ouroboros on something else, but the Ouroboros has the benefit of gaining both attack and defense. And I'm assuming that does not carry over to your next run. It's only this run that Ouroboros will get that benefit from. Amoeba's pretty cheap with 2 bone cost. I'm gonna actually have to go Amoeba, I think. And hope we get lucky. Ouroboros sitting in there, it's just bloating our deck. I feel the same way about the Mole Man. Relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed at the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You had climbed to the snowy line. Snowy line, Brian. Do I want to go ahead and get rid of my pelts now and trade them up for something better? And then dump off the Amoeba, maybe? Probably. Otherwise, we have the Carver Lady. Carver Lady has the ability to maybe buff our wolf. Was I correct about that, or did we never even go to a Carver Lady before? 'Cause he's the only canine I think that we have. Wolf pelt. The pelts have been pretty good, but we could get something better. Life is good, but it could be better. I have fine pelts for you. Air pelt is just a normal thing. What's the point of the ringworm card? Can we look that up? Inscryption. Ringworm. is by and large useless on its own, as it is effectively a squirrel that requires blood to play. Its true power and versatility is through the campfire event. If consumed by the survivors, they will no longer be present in future camps. That's how you get rid of them. You make them eat the ringworm. Got it. I don't think there was a campfire coming up, if I remember correctly. So I don't think that would be the way to go. I don't necessarily want to spend a whole lot of blood on things. Might just go for another porcupine. Bat could be okay as well. The 2 damage coming in with the flight. We could just sneak over and get a little bit extra damage. Could try to figure out what this bell thing does. It's too costly. It's too costly. Might end up getting rid of these things anyways when we go to the thing to dump off our card, right? Let's take porcupine. And then the wolf pelt. It's something a little bit better here. Rattler, 6 bones. It's got sharp quills, but only 1 health. That doesn't seem that good. Worker ant, bifurcate. Alpha with ant spawner. Sounds like they really actually did try to push me towards an ant build in this one. Flight blocking rat king, horrible. Magpie that has worthy sacrifice. Costly. Spiky mole sounds actually really good because it jumps in front of things. When an empty space would be struck, a card bearing the sigil will jump in front and deal 1 damage back automatically. Or another wolf with fledgling. It's not a wolf cub, it's a fully grown wolf that will grow into a better wolf. To a what? A 5-4 or something like that? You could do that, try to go for the Carver Lady and get some wolf upgrades. We also have Corpse Maggot, which is Corpse Eater of a creature that you own perishes by combat. Card bearing the sigil in your hand is automatically placed in its place. So it'll automatically put down the Corpse Maggot that also has the loose tail, so if something attacks it, it'll drop the tail and move over. I'm not sure that's necessarily that useful. Those things don't exactly go well together. I think the spiky mole is the play here. Maybe. If we can't get the 1 wolf, we're going to want to get the other wolf out there. And that could be like totally a viable play for me to do that. But spiky mole. See what happens. I'm going to get rid of a card. So I'm probably going to get rid of this spiky porcupine. I'm assuming that's what this space is. You get better things if it has more sigils on it. Is there somebody here that we just really don't care about? I don't remember exactly what you get from this. Amoeba could be a thing. Like we put this rare card in. Can I look that up? It's something that I've done before. I just don't have it off the top of my head, right? So like, I don't feel like looking at these things up is a bad play. You guys do the same shit. Don't even lie to me. Like I said, we've done this before. I just, sacrificial altar is the other thing. I don't even know how to find it. I don't want to waste time. Let's just go. Amoeba, do it. Do your thing. What do you got? What's this? Like I was trying to say though, I feel like it's the fact that I know what it is, I just forgot. If I had never seen it before, I would consider that be kind of cheatsy. Shouldn't that have told me what that was doing? I think that's like I start every turn with one extra bone. Maybe I should have right-clicked on it. I just figured he was going to explain it to me. He just didn't. Oh, whatever. There we go. Yep. 1 free bone that we start off with. It's not the worst thing I've seen. Turkey Vulture coming in, 3 damage with flight. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. We don't have flight blocking on the porcupine or the mole, and we started with both of them. Great. Perfect. That's what I wanted. How do we handle the situation? Well, we probably just tank the first hit, and we get our bifurcated wolf out there. And hope that when nothing else comes up that's going to try to hurt me. That ain't broke. That wolf's coming up, but we're going to put 6 damage on the field. Before it does 3 damage back. And then what? No, we're not going to do 6 damage. The mole will jump over and block one of them. And then it'll do 3 damage. It'll be a complete damage trade. So assuming that this guy's not going to play more things to block me. Boom. And then it's going to move over, right? And then it's going to be another 3 for 3. No, it won't be a 3 for 3 next turn because the Raven Egg will get hit by the wolf. And the wolf will only be bifurcating once. And then it'll move back. So we're going to have to probably put something in front of the wolf. That something being a mole. It would seem obvious to put the mole down. Right? It's gonna block the first 3 coming in too, so that's pretty good. There's Alpha coming in. Alpha will end up dying when the wolf moves over, so that's not a problem there. Get our porcupine up. I'm gonna maybe just wait on this one. Not put the porcupine in. Because we could use him defensively. Defensively where? How? It's a good question. How much damage are we gonna get here? We're gonna put 3 on the board, kill the Alpha, then the Raven Egg will be up against the wolf. Unless I block the wolf in, which might be the play here. As silly as that might sound, putting a Porky there and Squirrel there to stop the wolf from moving. Maybe I did want the wolf to move, though, because then it would have been 6 damage. Yeah, it would have been damage instead of only 1 damage. I was thinking about killing the Raven Egg and moving on from there, but we're going to end up finishing this thing anyway, so it doesn't matter. Possum. Yeah, the porcupine's not doing anything right now. Like, I can't sacrifice when you have a bone card. The bone cards are... Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. Kind of a waste. Oh no, I didn't win as much, as good as I wanted to. I'm gonna choose what's coming up here. Probably. We have a rodent guy, rodent guy, rodent guy, rodent guy. So we probably want to go for maybe a rodent family. Keep costs low as well, since we already have 2 cost cards. I suppose. Could have gone rando. Reptile, bird, or stag, or antlered creature. If we went reptile, we could get another thing in the Gek and Bullfrog family. I'm just thinking if we ever did hit enough woodcarver ladies, what would we want to buff? Let's re-roll that. Not much better. Not much better. Maybe insect? If I go with the antlered creature, we're gonna get the freaking 2-cost moose, and you know it. If I go with an insect, we can maybe get another mantis? Maybe something that we could conjoin together. If we get a bird, it's gonna be all alone. Flight could be a really cool sigil to take, though. What would we put flight on? You beat me. I just don't want to get a freaking ant. Sparrow, standard. Shouldn't have been that hard of a choice, but... Maybe we don't want to put flight on something. Maybe we want to put something on the flight. Put flight blocking on the sparrow? We could put spiky spiky on the bullfrog. That sounds like the best play here. Sacrifice the spikes. Make it flight blocking plus spikes. So if it's up against anything that flies, it has a higher chance of killing it. And we get rid of more deck bloat. And a Carver lady coming up. Wolf start. Gek start. Interesting part about the Gek is we can sacrifice the Gek and we get him right back. So it's kind of like the coolest sacrifice squirrel card that you've ever seen. We have a couple elk fonts coming up. They are going to be doing damage. If we go ahead, put the wolf here, the wolf will go bam, bam, and it's over, actually. It's actually just over. I'm not sure why I'm spending more time to think about it. And the Gek. Look at that. Look at you. You can put the Stoat in, actually, instead of the Gek. Psych! You could still put the Gek in. Row! Okay. Remember how I was talking about luck? That's pretty good. That is rare. It's rare that we've gotten the wolf every single time. Please, give me the wolf and the Gek together every time, and we'll just steam roll. Do we want to buy more pelts at this point in time? Is there going to be... Well, the trapper's coming up, right? We really want to have pelts because we trade pelts for cards on the boss. Good plays. So we might actually just want to buy some cheap pelts. Have as many pelts as we can get. How much money do we have? Here, have a free one. You're putting that off the screen, sir. You didn't really organize them. You like tried. 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 30. We can get 2 wolf pelts. How about 1 wolf pelt and a bunch of rabbit pelts? I don't think that it's necessary to buy anything but a bunch of rabbit pelts. But if we're going to use the pelts and they're going to bloat my deck, we kind of want to find that balance of the right amount of pelts. So let's go 1 wolf pelt and a couple rabbit pelts. That's a lot. Thanks for your patronage. You're freaking welcome. Carver lady, what you got? We had flight. We didn't have anything with K9. We can get K9 flying. Whoa, we can put flight on our birds. Whoa. You know what? Flight on the wolf actually sounds like the biggest joke in the world, because if that person on the other side doesn't have flight blocking, it's already over. Problem there being, though, that we're gonna fly over and we're not gonna deal damage to things. If it doesn't kill them, right? Let's say that we're down 8 points and we're gonna put 6 on the board with the wolf. Whatever else is coming in still, the wolf didn't kill those things. I still think it's the right play. I still think it's the right play. We have a porcupine and a couple ravens coming in with the flight. We didn't start with our wolf. Quit. It's over. It's already over. We don't have to try, you guys. Look, I don't know what you want from me. Flight blocking bullfrog up against the raven egg, I guess, is the way to do that. Snowy fur isn't doing me any favors on this end. How do we handle this porcupine? Probably a rabbit pelt. We have so many pelts that we probably should just start putting them out. Do we want to try to get the river snapper out immediately? Or try to go for something new. Probably go for the river snapper. Bullfrog is going to end up dying, though. Won't be able to block that, like I said. The snipe fur actually, okay, it's got the flight blocking on there. I see. River snapper on the far right would seem like a good play. You don't have flight blocking, River Snapper. It's not something I thought about. So maybe still just the River Snapper against the Porcupine. But it still can kill the Raven. It's just going to have to go up against another Raven. We're not looking... This isn't a good position to be in. What's the health situation at? We haven't taken any damage yet. There's so many things coming up that, like, we just have to pull the wolf. Like, one would think that that's our only recourse here is to wolf it up. We'll go River Snapper for now, I suppose. Costly, you're costly. It's just gonna make another Raven, though, right? It's like, what did we really gain? We have 3 damage coming in, and we're doing 0 damage back. It's not helpful. Not unexpected, though. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand currently, and we're gonna lose. We already lost. Just like fuck me. Like there was nothing to do. Nothing to do with that one. I could have cut up a card, I guess, but that was dumb. I told you, I don't feel any different. The fact that we have been crushing it in one go has been luck. It wasn't just that the fact that they were just like, we'll just give them the wolf every single time. You get unlucky and then you're screwed. There's no way around it. Besides maybe dumping out your entire pack, which maybe we should have done, considering there's a pack coming up here. I suppose. I honestly didn't think I was going to lose that soon, and I was ready to start using my stuff. I forgot that the egg was going to grow and attack the same turn. There's 5 billion things you guys have to remember when you're playing this game. And it's very obvious to me that at least your average commenter doesn't realize that. I'm gonna go for the cost, guarantee cost, or do I want to guarantee, or do I want to just have a random? If they can guarantee cost, then we go for bone cost again. How many bones do we have? We only have one thing that takes bones, and it's possum, and it's super cheap. Let's go cost, and go bone. Another possum. We're gonna get pack rat. I don't even want the pack rat. I should have thought about that. Squeak, squeak, squeak. I can't say no. Pack rat gives me an item in my bag when I use him, correct? You'll receive a random item as long as your pack's not full. Okay. Sigil trading or go for the carver. I think we're pretty happy with our carving. But let's say that we could... I don't think you can double up. I don't think you can double bifurcate. That would be insane. What else would we want to put on the wolf? Possibly unkillable. Possibly sharp quills, you know? We could get a bunch of different things. If we were to do the sigil trading... How about a flying possum? Could be interesting. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all. Oh, you know what? Actually, we could put the pack rat on the possum. I'm not gonna use the pack rat at the price of the pack rat, but I would use the possum to get a bunch of free items. That sounds pretty good. I don't mind that at all. And then I'm actually excited for the boss considering how many things we have. There we go. Nope. How many pelts? The things, pelts. You know what I mean. Alright. We gotta be wary of the spikes that are gonna be put out in the field. Even with flight, we cannot fly over the spikes. Because they are... it's a leaping trap that has mighty leap that will do flight blocking. Everything. It's got flight blocking. Of course, we start with a sparrow. Bifurcated possum. You could maybe just try to start taking out some of these traps, I guess. We do want to start sacrificing some of our creatures, sadly enough, to make way to get rid of these traps. And we'll get pelts for them too as well. So if I put a squirrel down and I sacrifice it for this sparrow, and I put the sparrow here, and then I go ahead and put the possum here. Ding, 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 ding. I put the sparrow here, put the possum here. The possum will go ahead, get a damage on the board, and then get rid of this sleeping trap, which will leave this lane open for me to put something. Possum will die. Be turned into a pelt. And the sparrow will eventually kill the strange frog, and then turn itself into a pelt, if I did that math correctly. So sparrow there. Possum there. I could put the rabbit pelt down, but if I hold on to it, that'll be better, I think. Probably end up using some sort of stuff over here. We should before we put our other possum down, if we put our other possum down, to get more items. Okay, wait. What happened there? We hit the trap, and the trap died. And we didn't get another pelt? I kind of spaced out there for a second, thinking that everything was done with that. But maybe not. Ding, ding, ding. We don't need as many pelts as we have. This bow went down to do some damage blocking. Mole's pretty good. Would we put the mole? Yeah, the mole would actually get rid of all the strange frogs. Maybe next turn, though, we would want to put the mole down because Sparrow can take out the leaping trap and get this bullfrog into play, and the bullfrog will also have a hard time getting through our mole. We damage. No, actually, we want the mole out now because it's going to take 2 turns for the strange frogs to both die. But I don't want to sacrifice my Sparrow to make that happen, but like I said, I do think that is the right play here to get rid of these guys. Turn them into traps. And then there'll be 3 traps, and there'll only be 1 lane that we have to worry about. And we'll just try to find something that we can get to just keep dealing damage down that 1 lane. Yeah. Okay. Mold can't do any damage. It can't turn itself into a pelt. Oh, okay. That's the end of the mole. Still, it'll get the strange frog, then the mole will be dead. These will both be dead as well. And then we gotta figure out how to take care of that wolf. Looks like we'll be using a couple of pelts up. Gonna probably end up using this black goat, but I can't without a squirrel. 1, 2, 3. We can handle 1 round of that wolf. So I can't use the black goat because the black goat requires a sacrifice. I have to pull a squirrel, and then next turn pull from here and see what it is. If it's not good, then we scissors and cut the wolf. I think is our only play. I guess we could sacrifice the rabbit pelt again. Maybe. To block 3 damage, probably worth it. That's what, 3 pellets that we've thrown away though? And we're just Hoping that, oh god, Death Adder coming up. That's gonna make things a little difficult. Unless we can kill it outright. Okay. Scissors it is. But which one? Possum is literally just gonna be good for a pelt. We're gonna scissors the wolf, let the adder step up. We'll kill the adder with something easily next time, I think. Sorry to suck, bro. We can also just wait and let the possum kill the adder. It's a little lame if you ask me, but maybe worth doing to wait. We're safe, we're okay right now. Hits me, kills me outright. Gotta draw a damn card, you cheater. Manty boy. Could make a pelt. Let me read the pelt thing again. When a card bearing the sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well, and the pelt is created in your hand. Read that again. Read that to me again. When a card bearing this sigil perishes, the creature opposing it perishes as well, and the pelt is created in your hand. Interesting wording there. That would be why our original guy did not die. So, let's say that we had our bifurcated mantis right here. It kills the leaping trap. It doesn't die because it's not opposing it. But another thing that you have to really think about is if we had our wolf here and it was just dominating, but this mantis kills this leaping trap, the leaping trap would then probably kill the wolf. So the mantis should be safe. Do we want to put the mantis in there? Yeah, kinda. I want an extra item at some point in time, but I mean, mantis maybe, like right now. I could have put the possum in there for free, saved the squirrel for our wolf, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, see? It doesn't even die. And that adder is just, it's got nothing on me. Nothing on you, babe. Nothing on you. Beautiful snakes all over the world that I could be chasing, but my time would be wasting. They got nothing on you. Unkillable Gek. Fear me. Honestly, you should probably just save the Gek. No, we shouldn't save the Gek if it dies. It can make some pelts for me. It's gonna have to contend with the bullfrog, but it's just gonna keep coming back, right? It should be fine. You're fine. Quit complaining, Gek. I was gonna say, there should be a pelt involved in this transaction. Could sack the mantis if we really wanted to get another pelt. I don't think that's actually a bad play here. All right, put the Gek in lieu of mantis, and the mantis with submergible with the waterborne though is pretty okay. Wish I could just move them. Could get the stoat in play too. I don't think that's a bad play. Maybe we Gek and we sacrifice Gek for stoat that kills the bullfrog. Could we have used the stoat better later on the second phase to wipe something out? Maybe. Quite possible. So now we're going to be pushing over the limit. We have 4 to go. It's going to be 5 damage coming in. Just looking for that wolf is what I was looking for. We'll hopefully be able to, once again, put this opossum in to get an extra item for free this round. Could just start with them out there. Sacrificeable though, so we can sacrifice them anytime we want to. You know, do it maybe when you have the actual wolf in your hand. Alright, second phase. We take all of our pelts and we trade. Skinny knife turns. Let's trade. We don't pull out all the pelts from our deck. Okay, that's not something that I was aware of. We have a flying 3-1 Rattler. We have a flying 3-2 Wolf. We can take 3 of these, by the way. We have a submergible Bloodhound. Wherever I place, it's going to move to, assuming it can. We have a spiky Death Adder. We have a stinky Grizzly. Oh my goodness gracious. Great balls of holy fire. Flight Block and Turkey Vulture. We have a Moose Buck that's shoving and sprinting, which makes 0 sense. And we have a Great White Submergible with Death Touch. Touch of Death. The Rattler is dead. Right. The Adder is also dead, as is my Mantis, unless I sack my Mantis. Sitting here on not a whole lot in my hand. Bing, 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 bing. Bow. Do we get a chance? We could sack the possum. We could sack the possum. I'm thinking maybe we take the Grizzly, the Flying Wolf, and the Moose Buck. No, probably the Great White. Probably take the Great White, the Grizzly, and if we sack the Mantis, we put in maybe the Grizzly here against the Bloodhound. We let the Adder do its thing. It's just 1 damage. We can just leave it alone. Trying to think here. Trying to think here. How much am I thinking? I'm getting lost. I'm making it about like 75% down the path of having to play the whole turnout. And with each, like, you know, possible way of pulling which card and putting what card where, and then I just lose it. My brain's like, I just don't have the amount of energy right now to do this. It takes so much energy to sit here on the camera and think this all through. Okay, so let's just say we did take the Grizzly. We did take the Great White. We wouldn't be able to play them immediately, right? But I would be able to play the Grizzly if I sacked the Mantis. I sack the Gek, and I sack the Possum, because I'm thinking about leaving the Stoat there, which will go ahead and kill that Rattler. If I take the Great White, then that's a free lane for the Stoat to deal 3 damage. We go ahead and we put the Grizzly possibly in front of the Wolf. Their front lines, I can't actually hit this Bloodhound. That's bad news. Card bearing the sigil of submerges itself while submerged opposing creatures attack on it directly. The Bloodhound will still be able to move to wherever I'm placing cards, deal damage to me, and I won't be able to kill it. So I take the Bloodhound or I let it go. I'm worried about this. If I take the Bloodhound, the Bloodhound could kill the Wolf, but then we're setting the Moose Buck on us. And that's not cool. Moose Buck is attack move, right? If we were able to get the Moose Buck to attack, move, and jump in front of our Stoat, that could be the way out of that. The Moose Buck could just die immediately. But we kind of wanted the Stoat to put the damage down the field, because if it gets 1 turn off, we're already dead. We're actually already dead. Grizzly. Do we take the Bloodhound? God damn it! Ah! It's actually, I'm so goddamn frustrated right now. It's pissing me off because there's so many things in front of me right now and I have to crank all these numbers. I'm going to end up losing. You guys are gonna sit there and be like, you should have just done this other thing that I just physically my brain right now is like, no, you're done, just stop. You guys ever do that where you think so hard about something, like you're doing homework or something, or on a test and your brain's like, I could, you're right, I actually could crank through this, but I'm just not going to. We're actually done. Hitting a wall right now. It's so important for us to choose the right thing. I've never struggled this hard, I feel like, with this phase, but holy Jesus crying out loud! Is this the most ridiculous group of miscreants I've ever seen in my entire frickin' life? What do I do? Oh, I don't know. Walk away, end the recording. Stop recording this. I should not have recorded this tonight. I can't handle it. I gotta have that Grizzly. The Grizzly to go against the Bloodhound would be good. It's stopping the damage from coming in. Grizzly attacks over it, and it's going to hit this guy for a bunch of damage, and maybe we could just end this whole goddamn thing without having to worry about anything else. We want the wolf to die, but we don't want the wolf to die and then the Bloodhound to go jump and take its place. We want the moose buck to move to the stoat in order to die. We need the great white to be gone. Do we want Grizzly? We want great white. What do we want with this turkey vulture? Nothing. If the Bloodhound doesn't move, the turkey vulture can sit there and rot in hell. But we still have one more card to take then. We could take the moose buck so we don't have to worry about it. Grizzly, moose buck, great white. Put the Grizzly down in front of the Bloodhound. 4 damage on them, 2 damage on us. 1 damage because the Grizzly's stinky. Hasn't bathed in years. Bing, 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 bing. I can't see past that, if I'm being honest. Here's the thing. I think maybe I'm thinking too hard about this. All we have to do is put 5 damage down the field on the first turn, and it's over. How many bones do we have? I can't check how many bones that we have. Because if we had a bunch of bones, I could take the wolf and the rattler and literally just fly over and end it. That's all it would take. If I don't have 6 bones, then we're screwed. Here's another thing to think about though, is I got this black goat waiting for me. If I took the Grizzly, we could do the thing where we sacrificed all the stuff. I could then pull out my black goat and sacrifice the Gek, get the black goat, and put in like the great white as well. Or the moose buck. Bucked your mom's moose. Let's just do some stuff. Let's just start taking. I don't know. I can't see past what I'm thinking here. Strange choices. How many bones do we have? We have plenty of bones. Okay, so we could have not done that. It's basically what you're trying to say. Because of the flight, we're in trouble. The stoat will be able to kill the rattler before anything happens there. I don't know if the rattler has anything special for being a rattler. Wolf is probably the biggest danger right now. The mantis can kill the adder, sacrificing itself. So maybe we don't actually have to do anything to try to get the grizzly out in front of the bloodhound. Maybe we put the grizzly out in front of the wolf. Once again, though, we're sacrificing the mantis to do that. Maybe still worth it. Because after one turn, we're still sitting pretty with only 3 damage coming in. And then the next turn we'll have 3 damage here, 4 damage on our grizzly, and whatever else we can throw out there. So I'm still thinking that's the right play. We're gonna sacrifice our possum, our gek, and our mantis in order to get the grizzly out there. Let's just do that. Take a squirrel just in case. So we're gonna possum. We got a boulder. Not my favorite, and we can just rip it anytime that we want to. There's nothing stopping us. Gek. And then we wanted to get the grizzly. Right? Stinky grizzly. He's got some of the most damage going on. We can put the great white in there, but it's same. But this guy's got the more health. We could still put a gek out there to take care of that adder. Nothing's stopping us from doing that. Or we could sacrifice him for a bullfrog and put the bullfrog in front of the bloodhound. Right? That wouldn't make too much sense, though. I think we're looking good right now. We should just see where the day takes us. Looking good. The damage trading now is greatly on our end. So squirrel, gek, we could get bullfrog in. Maybe I should not have done it that way. We're doing 7 damage down the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a perfect victory. We don't want perfect victories. We want all the stuff that we can get. 3 damage, 4 damage is more. So actually, if we squirrel gek or squirrel, sacrifice stoat squirrel to get our great white in there for 4 damage, which is better than 3, which seems like we're just nitpicking at this point in time. But then we also put the gek in. We got 2 more damage from that. I suppose. We did the thing though. We did the thing, and like we're doing it right. Like. Oh, you know what? We can actually sack that and put the bullfrog in and the gek. 3 extra damage. 1, 2, 3. We got it. We did it. That was so frustrating. It was so frustrating, but we did it. Like I said, it wasn't the fact that I thought I was on the wrong path. I thought I was on the right path. I was able to only work about 75% of it in my brain until I literally lost focus. And then I was just like, God, there's probably something. There could have been something that I just wasn't thinking of. There were so many sigils out there. So many sigils. Amoeba again. Probably we'll go with the amoeba again. We could put infinite sacrifice, many lives, like on something else. We could put pack rat on something else. I just kind of like the idea that this costs bones. Double pack rat does sound kind of cool, though. Do we have anything that doesn't have an inscription? I mean, what do you call it? Sigil. Just take the amoeba. Card bloat is a huge problem that we have going on because of the fact that we went all in on one card in the beginning. We got a choice here of where we want to go. I honestly probably want to trade my pelts. I really didn't see this coming, that we were going to be stuck with all of these pelts. We could use the pelts. Like, it's not like the pelts are the worst thing in the world. Yeah, we'd be able to put like amoeba on the sparrow or flight on the amoeba. That's pretty much it with that. We could potentially get some good cards giving up the pelts. We could potentially get some really bad cards giving up the pelts. Carver lady, we could probably try to do something better with our wolves. What do we have right now as our carving? Wolves have flight. I feel like maybe our wolf is so strong now that they're just not giving it to us in our first turn. I like that, though. I like that. Sorry, I'm going back one too far. Probably the pelt thing. Probably the pelt thing. But like I said, the pelts could be really good. Can we choose to walk away, or do we have to sell all pelts? Trade all pelts. We'll see. We'll see what we can get. Could be good, could be bad. It was abandoned. Yeah. Warren. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a rabbit is created in your hand. A rabbit is defined as 0 power, 1 health. It's basically like a sacrifice animal generator. Ringworm is not going to be good. Great white. I could trade a rabbit pelt for a great white. That seems a little odd. I'm like an alpha and rattler for bones. Try that. Bloodhound could be cool. Skink could be okay. Can we leave at any given point in time? It doesn't seem like we can leave. It doesn't seem like we can just go. It seems like we have to trade now. So I'm gonna go with things that don't ruin my deck, I guess. Warren, Skink, Bloodhound. And a wolf pelt. Okay. That's right. It's just a random set of cards with 0 extra sigils, and now the wolf pelt is a random card with 1 extra sigil. What is this? Facundity? When a card bearing this sigil is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. Interesting. More bones. We have a reflection pack rat dude. That's pretty cheap for that. We have a many lives sacrificable alpha. We have a made of stone. Card bearing the sigil is immune to the effects of touch of death and stinky river otter. We have another Warren that has guardian. We have a magpie that's got fledgling. And we have a dam building wolf. I'm gonna go with the pack rat. Tentacle. This is messy. That just got super messy right there with the pelts. I hope you're adequately prepared. Perhaps one more to be safe. I've only fought this a couple times, so I don't remember exactly what's going to happen with this. So we have the waterborne mantis, we have the spiky mole, and we have the gek. That is a good one to start with. I really like that. Let me start with the gek. Excuse me. I want to end with the mole man jumping in front of that amalgam and staying there. When an empty space would be struck, a card bearing this sigil will move to that space and receive that strike instead. But we can't really do that. We'd have to only place 1 card here and leave it there. We could try to take out that amalgam with our mole. We could just continually put the gek out in front of it to soak up damage and receive damage. Here's my plan. Mantis here. Mantis will also be able to work on that amalgam. Probably put a mole out for good measure, and then put the gek out in front of the amalgam. So if we gek and then sacrifice gek for mantis, Gek is so unbelievably strong with that unkillable. And then we Gek and get the mole out. And then we Gek. Saved a squirrel. Did 3 damage on the mole man. Gold guy, though. He's going to end up turning my Gek into gold if I leave him out there next turn. So anything that's out there currently is going to die next turn, I think. Which is absolutely insane. Does that mean we just want to wait on that one then? It's a good thing maybe that we traded those pelts to get a lot more cards, because if they're just going to end up ripping through all of our cards like this, it blows. So next turn, 1 damage there, 1 damage there. This guy's down to 2. We have his own Mantis coming up. The Amalgam is going to jump up, try to attack. The Mole will jump in front, take 1 damage. So it'll be down to a 3-1. Then the Mantis will do nothing. Will attack. No. The Mantis already attacked. They're attacking. The Mantis here will come up and attack there. Mole will jump back, end up killing the Mantis. And then next turn after that, well, I don't know when he's going to turn him into gold. I think that turn will end there, and then that'll be it. Which is a load of turd balls. But we're blocking damage, which is good. Oh, you son of a bitch. We really needed him to have a turn first. Okay, guess I'll die. Bloodhound is a canine, so the Bloodhound has flight. It's not my favorite right now. But we could put it here because the Mantis isn't going anywhere. It's only going to be able to do 1 damage. Mantis God coming up, however, is going to do damage, and to my Bloodhound. I don't know what to do. Probably put the Skink out to kill the Mantis God. Or the Mantis God can do any more damage. Another Amalgam coming up. Not seeing the light in the end of the tunnel. Put the Gek there, I guess. Gonna end up hooking something. He could hook a boulder. I could get him to hook the boulder. That would slide the Amalgam back. And the boulder would be blocking the Amalgam from doing anything useful. Sounds like a good play. Mole Man's gonna jump over when the Skink attacks. and let this Mantis God through, which is less than ideal. Gek is going to be able to finish off the Amalgam. We also have a 3-1 Rattler. We could afford it. Instead of letting him hook the boulder, we can't let him hook the Gek. That'd be insane. Unless if we were to kill the Gek and it would come back to my hand instead of being his sigil. I don't know if it still counts as my sigil or not. Right, that's not something I'm aware of. Because I was gonna say the Rattler right now could just clean finish off the Amalgam and that would just be nice, but probably not. I don't even know if he would hook a boulder. How do we know? I'm not gonna let him take my Gek. But I'm gonna put the Gek down and we're gonna put the boulder down. We're gonna see what happens. Okay, that's fine. Good. Take it. Didn't even have an animation. What are we at for health? Very interesting. Mantis God's gonna deal that 1 damage. We're gonna put 1 damage back via Gek. I think now would be a good time. We can sacrifice the wriggling tail. That is interesting. That is not a thing that I thought about with the skink. Sacrifice its tail. Because we can get that Mantis God. The Mantis God is dead anyways, I guess, via skink. So maybe extra damage if I put the possum there. I could put the possum here. And put the rattler on the far left side to get some pretty nice damage going. Are we getting bones every time we sacrifice the Gek too? Man, that's strong. That is just delicious. What does the second phase of this guy do? I don't remember. I remember the third phase was the moon. And we do have a... Do we have... No, we don't have a stinky anything, do we? That was when we were trading pelts. So we're going to have to legit fight the moon. I didn't think about that. Okay, so sacrifice the Gek for the... Oh, we can't sacrifice. Can't sacrifice the Gek for a card that takes bones. But we could put the Bloodhound out and sacrifice the Gek, but then we have to sacrifice the wriggling tail as well, which might be worth it. Why do we put the Bloodhound here? Put the Bloodhound actually right next to the boulder. It's gonna fly over. But the Bloodhound does move wherever the damage is coming in, so that's just kind of a shit show on that. But if I could keep him behind the boulder, that would be just straight 2 damage with nobody ever be able to do anything about that. I could kill the Mantis God in a different way. Maybe worth it to put the possum there then. Right? To kill the Mantis. So that the Bloodhound doesn't have to move. If we fill our side up too, the Bloodhound can't move. Like physically can't get out of there. And then we put the Rattler all the way on the left. Like I said, our plan was... Okay. This is okay. Trapper Lady. What is she gonna do? I don't remember if I got that far. Urayuli coming up. That's a problem. Rattler, sorry about that. Amoeba's got Burrow. And the same thing as the Mole Man. What's the score gonna be? We're 6 away from getting them, and we're dealing 5, 6, 7 damage. We're gonna move to the second phase right after this, so we won't have to worry. I don't know if the Urayuli goes away or if they keep it. Oh yeah. Second phase is when they started putting in those player cards. That's not gonna be the same. I don't know what's gonna happen. Once again, I have no idea. We'll see. Nothing left to do but to see. Now. Got him. Urayuli went away. You capably endured the onslaught of rare creatures, but the true challenge was forthcoming. Shadowy figures appeared before you. In their eyes glimmered a recognition of kinship, but colored by guilt. They were betraying you. Sean and Cody, they're just randomly generated, it seems. I never made a Sean or a Cody. Death Touch Sean on a 6 health, that's for the flight blocking, that's intense. That is intense. We have a skinky, not burrowing, but, or no, that is burrow, on Cody. That will jump up once the stump is gone, but the boulder won't be able to die, so he won't be able to skink, but he will be able to move over to here. And the possum will die. I remember that one fondly. You made those up. You literally just invented those cards. Alpha's a canine, I forgot. That has flight. If I honestly, maybe I do want to do that. Maybe I want to put flight right now to get more flight over top of the stumps before the stumps go away. I could get rid of the Rattler right now. Rattler's gonna end up dying when it kills the stump and Cody comes in and kills it. It won't end up dying. The game is just like, so that's a little loud for me, to be honest. I love the music, but we kill the Rattler off right now. We put the Alpha down. You can't sacrifice with the bone card. We have to somehow sacrifice the Rattler first. We can't. We physically can't do that. Shoot. Because that would have been such a good play, right? To kill the Rattler off right now. And there's no hammer or anything like there was when we were doing the robot. That would have been 1 damage here, plus 3 damage here, 4 damage down the line. These guys aren't doing anything. Next turn, we finish it off. We move directly onto the moon. Still in okay shape, given the fact that the Bloodhound is flying. We just don't know what cards he's going to play to get back at me. I don't want that Rattler to do anything. Stop attacking the stump. Don't give him a lane. We want them to have the least amount of lanes possible so that we can just fly. Bing, 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 bing. I suppose I could get the Black Goat out right now. Does that make any sense? Sacrifice the Black Goat for a... No, you could sacrifice the Rattler for the Black Goat, but you still need a blood card to sacrifice the Black Goat. I'm just gonna see what happens. I got a pelt. Where'd the pelt come from? Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight. Oh, that's the trapper lady. She's still going. Probably take a bifurcated wolf because it'll gain flight. Possibly Death's Touch Sean, but I'm assuming that the Touch of Death does not apply to the moon. And this one, I think the moon is stinky, right? So the 1 goes down to 0? Something like that. I don't really remember. Rattler will be able to take care of that Raven Egg just fine, though. It'll die, unfortunately, but we don't have any more pelts, right? We have like 7,000. No, we don't. We traded all the pelts. Yeah, Flying Wolf. We'll go Flying Wolf. Don't you touch me, Sean. Damn it, Sean. River Snapper. Snarpy Rubber. You get a bifurcated wolf out in lieu of that skink. It's got flight, though. It's not going to be able to take care of Sean. How close are we to finishing this? 3. We're 3 away, so we literally just have to get our wolf out, and that'll do it. Sacrifice skink. You leave the Rattler out for now. It's going to end up dying. It's fine. Sacrificing it or letting it die is the same. Like I said, we put the wolf here. We have 2 damage coming in, plus 6 damage. And, oh, this got flight blocking, Sean does. So it's 2 damage, plus 3, it's 5 damage. We still win. So we Gek. And then we wolf. And then we finish. I'm not sure how the moon's gonna go. This damn moon, this dramatic guess, but it provides no value to my board. I wonder. Is it stinky? Maybe it's not stinky. Now this is value. The bloodhound moves over here because he's like, oh, I gotta jump in front of that moon. I still don't know what tidal lock means. Card bearing the sigil will pull small creatures like squirrels into its orbit. So if you leave something, I'm assuming like Gek would get pulled into the orbit. Maybe we want to just only use Gek as a means of sacrificing and getting more things out. It deals 1 damage on everybody. Okay. We can get something more in our bag, right? I play the possum. River Snapper would be a pretty good play right now. Just sacrifice the smoke just to load up on bones. It's not going to do anything else. Bone, Gek, River Snap. And then maybe a possum. Gave us a frozen opossum bottle. Horrible. Terrible. All right, let's go ahead and see where that takes us. I think we're in good shape. Alpha next to the wolf could have been a really cool play because it would have given me not 1 more attack, but 2 more attack. I still can't. I can put the alpha down now. Stody. You know, once again, I don't think the touch of death will work, but... So alpha here. To get 2 more damage. Our wolf will die here. We know that. There's not really much to do about it. We did pump out a little bit of more damage that we could. 17, yeah, we're looking real good. 16, because it's going to hit that River Snapper. It's already going to be down to 12 by the time it kills the River Snapper. Are we taking, like, damage, though? Is it? No, it's not actually hurting us when we, like... Maybe it will. Maybe it will if we leave a blank space. Do damage to us, and we can just never do damage back until we get rid of the moon. I don't know. It's a good question. Let's get the Stoat out there, see what the Stoat's going to do. Might as well, right? It's not gonna work, but maybe it'll work. Yeah, see the Death's Touch. It didn't do anything. Oh, it's got the Made of Stone. That's the part right there where it's immune to touch of death. I just needed to read a little bit. Warren. A card bearing the sigils played. A rabbit is created. So we see what that means when it's pulled into the orbit. It could be pretty funny. Rabbit. He's like, no, don't make me do it. I don't want to go. The rabbit just dies. Okay, so like squirrels just means squirrels. You could have just said that. It would have been okay for you to just say that. We'll get our bullfrog out there. It's already dead. We've already won via the River Snapper alone, but... Cool. You really destroyed the moon. I suppose that all that's left to finish is to finish me off. Go on. Should we get the Gek out there to finish him off? Should we throw a frozen possum at him? Opossum? The mirror is probably not going to do anything at all. 0, yeah. Oh, I wasn't able to put anything more in here. Oh well. There's my wolf. Get rid of that guy and maybe the bullfrog. Do as much damage as you could possibly do. Screw this guy. Where's my money? Where's my money, Brown? It was a really good run. We got super lucky, and then we got super unlucky, and we ended up pulling it out of our butt. Whew. I need to write this down now so I don't go to sleep and tell myself I dreamt it. I'm working late and testing the latest build, and out of nowhere the angler starts freaking out like he pulled something up out of the river with his hook, and then he gets up and walks. There is no walk animation for this character. WTF, he walked right into the cabin. I followed him in and couldn't find him. Leshy had some new dialogue lines that I cannot find in the dialogue file. He said something about some old data and how the angler served him well or something. I'm so tired that I'm already wondering if I made this up. I think we have to just keep playing in order to get more entries, right? Cards unlocked. We get more cards. That's cool. Wild Bull. At the end of the owner's turn, Wild Bull will move in the direction described in the sigil creatures, and the way will be thrown back behind it. That is a new sigil we've never seen. It's not a push, it's a grab and flip. Trade places. Cucko. When Cucko is played, an egg is created on the opposing space. I wonder what the egg does. Is that like an egg that then it's like a sparrow egg that grows into a sparrow? Because that's not good. Interesting. Or maybe it's just like an egg that does nothing. Challenge unlocked. Boss battles are also totem battles, plus 15 challenge points. Wow. So you also have the totem where, you know, the birds could have spikes or, you know, some sort of special modifier. And once again, that's going to boil down to luck, and that's going to be salty. I'm going to be salty as hell if I'm up against a boss, and that's what happened. Anyways, it's fun. It's fun to win, right? I don't like the idea of luck. It really makes me feel like I wasted my time when I play a game that just ends up killing you. All roguelikes have a factor of luck. There's not really any way around it. We ended up coming out on top of it. I was frustrated today because my brain really wasn't working as much as I wanted it to, and I was really worried that I was going to look like a complete idiot by I just threw in the towel on that one. What was it? The trapper fight, and I was like, screw it. I'm just going to do it and see what happens. And had I been wrong, oh god, I would have felt like such an idiot. So we got lucky there. Great. Luck was on our side today, I guess. Let me know your thoughts on this series. Do you want more Inscryption? And I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.